Live from Japan. It is Sunday, June 10th, and this is Stark Raving Total. So welcome to the segment. We had a good segment yesterday. We're going to have a good one today. This one's probably going to be a little bit shorter. This is where we talk about totals across the board. I'm going to get after it here. I got a few games here on the card, all half units today, and I'll explain why. I'm not really going to full unit or anything. There's nothing I love. I got 2 WNBA plays. I'll probably have 3. I'm probably going to play them all just because I want to start diving into the WNBA because I'm starting to see value. So I want to see if I can handicap it correctly. I've been on top of the WNBA actually the last couple seasons, but I've never really focused on the totals before. I've always focused on the plus money line. But this segment's called Stark Raving Totals, and I think there's value on the totals. I think you can find it because there's enough statistics out there to go ahead and I think make informed decisions. We'll talk about that. And it's become a little bit more popular, I think, in the handicapping world. So anyways, we're going to talk about that. We're going to recap yesterday. And that's it. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Again, welcome to the segment. This is Stark Raving Totals, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday here for Sportsbook Review. And it's an awesome segment. You come in and give great comments. We're going to run about 30 minutes today. And let's do this, man. Let's just get after it. So first of all, let's recap the other day. Personally, right now, just to let you know, I'm on the Reds. They're up 6-3 in the ninth. And I'm also on the under with the first WNBA play. Okay, but those were small plays for me. Well, sorry, the baseball game, that's a unit, but the WNBA, I just put a half unit on that one because I'm still, like I said, I'm still getting my feet wet. Let's talk about yesterday. So we were 1-1 yesterday, but come on. I thought the calls were good. Colorado, Arizona went over easily. Took a little bit later innings for us to get the over, but they went over easily. The number was dumb. And then Houston, Texas was just stupid. I mean, they should have Texas left on 17 guys. 17. That's probably, I'm imagining that's the most for this year out of any team. I don't know of a team that's left on 17 guys. And Morton was not sharp at all. He got lucky to get out of there. But Texas just couldn't hit, or they couldn't clutch up. So I thought the call was good. But again, like we talked about yesterday, sometimes you make the right call and it just gets weird. And that's sports. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to roll with it. So it's okay. What else we got going on here? That's it, man. What do you guys got? Are you guys coming in? Let me see if we got some people. Oh, good. Good to see you guys. All right. So I got a half unit on 3 plays today. I haven't looked at the last WNBA game that much with the Dream and the Storm, but let's talk about the first 2. Okay, so the first one's going off here in 30 minutes. Let's get right to it. Or should we talk Major League Baseball first? Let's do Major League Baseball first, just real fast. I got a half unit on over the 7. Why? Because it's a gut call. That's it. I mean, you look at Severino's numbers. He's been lights out. Do I need to go over it? Seriously, 2.20 ERA. What's his whip? About 1? Yeah, under 1. He's been stupid. The factor for me is Lugo. Is how is he going to pitch? So he's not really a starter. His numbers are good, but ERA hovering around 2, low whip. But he hasn't pitched a ton of innings, and he hasn't really started. So he's a hard guy to gauge. Career, not bad. 3.56 ERA, 1.20 whip. The thing for me is neither of these teams have hit at all their last few contests. You got right now the Yankees are hitting under 200 their last few games. Excuse me. And then you got the Mets. They're hitting an abysmal 170 for the last few contests. So I think they finally come around to their normal averages today. For the Mets is not very good, but I think they actually put up a few runs. So I'm going to take over the 7 for a half unit. I don't love the play. I just think they're due. That's all. That's really it. Severino could throw a no-hitter. But I'm going to take a shot here on the 7. It's a really low number. Oh, gosh. Got my allergies kicking in. Oh, gosh. Don't forget, SBRpicks.com, Sportsbook Review, main webpage. YouTube channel. That's this right here. And we have our Facebook Live. I got to mention that stuff. Got to promote Sportsbook Review. And I got some allergies here. They're really kicking in. I wonder if I got any... I don't have any tissue. I already took my allergy. Will you guys excuse me just for 1 sec? I'm so sorry. Boonsay. That's my son. If he'll come in. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I got to get a tissue though. My nose is running. Oh, I can't stand this. Pardon me. I am so sorry. I had to get a tissue. Whew. It's that time of year, man. Just the wind kicks up, my allergies kick in, and I'm a human being. Okay, sorry, I digress. Let's get back to this. Sorry, guys. So for the baseball, I'm going over with the New York series. I'm going to go over the 7. I'm taking a shot here for a half unit. It's 50-50. The public's on it. I mean, honestly, play it, fade it. It's nothing I love. I'm going for a half unit here. All right, let's talk about WNBA. Let's do this. So the first game got going off here in now 25 minutes. We got Chicago and the Sparks. So odds makers came out. I love basketball. Odds makers came out. Hold on, I'm checking something. Okay, the Reds won. Yay. Cool. Picked up a unit there. 164.5 with Chicago Sky and the Los Angeles Sparks. Real big, pretty big number. Well, it's big. Anything over 160, I think, is pretty big. It's got pushed to 166, but the public's on the under. Okay, so that's a little bit of a steam move, but I'm going against it. I'm taking the under. I'm going under 166, and let me tell you why. So first of all, you got Chicago right now. Let's talk about these two teams, their pace. Both teams are pretty low as far as their paces are concerned. Both teams are averaging about 65 attempts per game. That's at the bottom half of all WNBA teams. They're not really up-tempo. What is really intriguing about this game is Chicago, they're averaging 74.4, they're allowing 74.4 field goals per game. That is number one in the WNBA. They allow a lot of tempo. Hold that thought. On the other side, the Sparks have the lowest tempo against them, 58.7. So we have to look at the matchups. And Chicago, the reason why their number is so high for that particular category is they face some really fast tempo teams. In their season so far, I mean, they faced like 4 out of the 6 fastest tempo teams. So it makes sense that the attempts per allowed, they've been caught up in some really, fast tempo contests. Something I do like about this game is that neither team, Los Angeles in particular, is not really fond of the 3. Like Los Angeles, they average just 15 3-pointers per game. That's not a lot. Chicago's a little bit higher at 19, but they don't really. It seems like neither team really runs up and down the floor. On the other side, you have, like I mentioned, they both are pretty low tempo. Both of them shoot the ball decently well. Los Angeles is pretty good, 46.4%. Chicago, 44.4%, right in the middle of the league. But I think the number is just too high. I don't think they could get to 166. I mean, on the other side, I mean, they're okay defensively. They're not horrific. Chicago allowing 44.5%. Now, sorry, Los Angeles is not horrific. Now, their field goal percentage allowed is pretty high, but they have faced, again, just like Chicago, they have faced some of the tougher shooting teams in the league so far, the teams that have good shooting percentages. So, you have to think about what the matchup is. I think it stays under. I think at 166 too high. So for a half unit, I'm going under with Chicago and Los Angeles. Now, we are 0-1 in our WNBA plays, just to let you know this year. But I want to start getting into this. Don't just take my word for it. And don't throw – I'm not throwing a ton of money at this stuff, honestly. Half units, if I lose, I'm totally comfortable. But I think I sweep this card. So Chicago and Los Angeles are going under the 166. Next game up. Las Vegas and Phoenix. Okay. It started out at 170.5. It's dropped to 167.5. Public is on the under, and I'm going the other way. I'm taking the over. I think this is going to be just the opposite. Right now, you have both teams are pretty fast tempo. The Las Vegas Aces are pretty fast tempo. But again, you look at Phoenix's matchups right now. As far as attempts per game, not really high. But they're shooting 48%, which is really good. And Las Vegas so far this year, they've shown a propensity to really get up and down the floor. And I think that's what we're going to see today. I think this is going to be a really fast tempo affair. Plus, Phoenix is at home, and they're a really good scoring team at home. They put up a ton of points in their home games this year, especially their last 2. On the other side of the ball, both teams allow quite a bit of tempo. Las Vegas is 3rd in the league in field goals attempted against them. So I'm really looking at the statistics today. I'll get to a point, if you watch me in the NBA, where I'll just start getting out giving out statistics without even looking down at the page because I'll just be dialed in. I'll get there with the WNBA. I really want to get into this because I think there's money to be made. Plus, I really like basketball. But don't worry, we'll get there with baseball too. Baseball, just right now for Sunday, there's just a Sunday night game. Phoenix also, they like to get up and down the floor. They like to get up and down. They're allowing 67 attempts per game. That's right in the middle of the league. So they'll get up and down. I'm a little concerned with the fact that Phoenix is a decent defensive team. But I think they get there. I think this is going to be really up and down, man. I think it's going to be a fast tempo affair, and they're both going to score. So I'm going to take a shot here. 2 plays. That's it. And I'm looking at that last play, but I haven't decided. If anything, I'm leaning on the under with the Dream and the Storm. 2 good defensive teams. 2 of the better defensive teams in the WNBA. I think that number is a little bit too high, too. So let's just go and let's play that, too. I was already leaning that way. So for a half unit, let's put down four games today. I'm going to stretch myself a little bit. I'm pretty fired up right now, as you can tell. Okay, 166. I'm going under that too. So I got 2 unders and an over. All right, let's talk. So I just didn't. I had it dialed into my brain, but I didn't really bring it to the forefront here with you guys. So when we look at Atlanta and Seattle, you're talking about 2, pretty good defensive teams. That's when it comes to tempo allowed and percentages allowed. Seattle doesn't allow a lot of pace, and Atlanta's a good defensive team. Right now, they're allowing opponents to shoot just 41.3%. That's good. Seattle's not bad. Not bad. 45.8%. That's not great. Let me take a look at let me make sure. Yeah, in Atlanta right now, they can't shoot at all. They're shooting 39% from the floor. That's why I like the under. And it's one of those, again, those opposite things like that, like the Chicago-Los Angeles game where you have a team that allows a lot of tempo against a team that doesn't, but you have to kind of dig into the matchups and who they played already. You have a Seattle team that's playing well so far this year, 47.6% they're shooting. But when you look at the tempo and everything involved with that, although Atlanta allows a lot of tempo, gets up and down the floor, Seattle does as well. But on the other side, both teams have been pretty decent as far as attempts and stuff like that. You got them in the middle of the league and down as far as attempts allowed per game. So I'm going under this 166.5. I think that's too high. I think it's too high. I understand why it's gone up, but I don't think they get there. I think it's a good matchup. That's it. That's it. You can tell I'm not really super dialed in with this, with the WNBA. This is the way I see it from my handicapping perspective. I'm going to hit 2 of these in the WNBA. I'm going to hit 2 out of 3. Okay, so I'm going to go a half unit on all of these. I'll recap that real quick because I have a lot of games today, and this is rare also. And you guys know if you come to this segment, I'm usually a one play per day, but I'm going to play all these for a half unit, and I kind of like how this is going to roll out. So I got Chicago, the Sky and the Sparks. I'm going under the 166. That goes off in about 15 minutes. Then I got the Aces, Las Vegas Aces, Phoenix Mercury. I'm going over the 167.5. I got the Dream and the Storm, Atlanta, Seattle. I'm going under the 166.5. And then I'm going in Major League Baseball. I got in the New York series. I'm going over the 7. Those are my 4 plays. This is not gospel. Do not hammer these for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm going a half unit to 1 full unit twice. I'm going a half unit on each game. And I'm going to put them in right now because I haven't put them in yet. So I'm going to put these in as we're talking. So I'm going to make sure. So you guys are coming in here. Good. You guys are coming in with some comments. So normally I might not even play these games. But if I'm saying this is what I like on this segment, and if you're listening to this segment and you agree with me, then you might play it as well. I'm going to play it because there's an integrity thing behind that, and I don't mind losing a half unit. I'm cool with that. I want to win the half unit. I handicap the game. So I'm going to take a shot here. As a basketball handicapper, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot. So we got I'm going under. Wow, the Sky and the Sparks, that's jumped up to 167 now. So I got Chicago and Los Angeles. I'm going under. It's live, so let's do this live. I'm going under the 167 for Chicago and Los Angeles. For the Aces and Phoenix, I'm going over the 167.5. It's still that. And for Atlanta and Seattle, it's now at still 166.5, and I'm going under. Okay, so all those games are a half unit for me. It's still triple digits, though. So let's do that. Let's do that. And let's do that. Okay, so I'm in for those 3 games. Perfect. Now, for baseball, I'm going a half unit. I'm going over. I normally don't do this, guys. You know that. It's very rare I put my game in while this segment's going. I think I've done it like once before. I'm going to go over the 7 with the Yankees and the Mets, again, just for a half unit. Okay. And we'll see it all plays out. That's it for me. What do you guys got? Excuse me one sec here. My kids are up. All right. Wow, the Chicago line's really starting to bump up a little bit. I think it's gone up. Now it's at 1. It's gone from as we were talking, it was 166. Now it's gone up to like the 166.5. I got them at 167. I think it's too high. I think people are wrong. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. You can't always, just because the number's moving doesn't mean it's right. Okay, sometimes I like to watch that, and sometimes I'll follow it if there's big money coming in. But the way I'm looking at it, I think this is going to be a slower tempo game. We'll see, man. Maybe I'm way off. We'll find out. I mean, it's a sporting contest. I mean, look at that Texas-Houston game yesterday. That was silly. That should have gone over. Come on. That was ridiculous. All right, so what do you guys got for me? Let's talk. So I got Jesse coming in. Hey, Ken, good call, Arizona. Yeah, that was good. Too bad we got some dumb luck on that Houston game. Overtime, good to see you. Bella 96. I'm on the over in the Yankees game today. Excited what you got. Okay. Jared, Red Sox are dead to me. Okay. Triple Beams, good day. Good day to you. Tilo, hello. Paco, what's up? WNBA play. I got 3 WNBA. I played 3 of them. I'm going crazy today. Just half units, guys, honestly, because this is a serious business for me. It's a long-term investment. I could go 0-3. I could go 1-2. I could go 2-1. I could go 3-0. I'm not 100% dialed in. I like what I have from a handicapping perspective. I think I can win WNBA. I know I can win the WNBA. Plus, money line is really good in the WNBA. I've never really focused in on the totals, but this segment's about totals, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these totals. But I don't want to neglect making money when there's money to be made on plus money line or taking the points. But today, I'm going to roll it out like this. Let's talk. Triple Beams. Mr. Charles, going back to yesterday's show, do you put more stock when a high baseball number goes from, say, 12 to 13, then a lower number goes 7 to 8? Does it tell you? No, it doesn't. For me, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it's going – for me, what I like is when it goes down. When a number goes from when a number moves 1 down, that's big to me, especially if the public's on the over. When it goes from 8 to 7, that I really like to look at the under then. Okay. Holly Bowl. Justify. Cost me $4,000, $10,000, $25,000. Pick 4. I was alive with. Okay. Triple Crown. My dad used to really like the horses. I never got into it though. Dom Ricci, hello. Mike Gree, is this really live test? Yes, Mike Gree, this is really live, buddy. And from Japan as well. Chip Plier, 17. You will win some money the other way. Beaver Ball, okay. Yes, it's live. Okay. Chip, I don't know what that means. Henry Jenkins, Yankees over. I love the play. Pulled that trigger. Yeah, half unit. I'm on it. We'll see. Just one day, man. Chip Plier, I can't believe Stark isn't a UFC or tennis wagering guy, but I like that he plays WNBA. Okay, yeah. I mean, I like UFC, but tennis I don't know a lot about. Yeah, I don't really bet that stuff. I'm more of the major sports kind of guy. Let's see. Ron, Chad, taking local raw. Well, the allergies. Okay. I got I take a Claritin and I took it. It's really rare. It's just I need to get past the morning. Once I head out the door, I'm fine because I got my allergy medicine kicking in. Chip Plier, where are you in Japan? Okay, I'm about an hour from Tokyo. Mike, I'd love to bet live WNBA, and I'm doing it right now. So that's with I think Indiana's going right now. I got the under on that game. Paco, brutal missing the whole MLB card. Do you tweet plays? Yeah, but Paco, actually, I really don't. Look, Sundays, for me, all the games go off on Sunday night. I took the Reds. I got them at plus 110. I thought they came back nicely yesterday. Remember we talked about it? They were down 5-0. They lost 6-4. Okay, so I was pretty happy with the call. I got it back today on the plus money line, so I was happy with that. I don't tweet plays. It is what it is. You got to tune. Hopefully in the future we'll change the time. I'm gonna have some interesting schedule changes for me personally, professionally this next year. So just keep tuning in. Paco, good to see you, man. Triple Beams. Do you use any modeling or anything with proprietary for totals, especially models? Or are you using tools any of us could online paste tempo? I'm using most of the tools you guys can use. I do have a couple models. Oh, there they go again. But my models are specifically designed about how the number set by odds makers is not a good indicator of the final score. Those are my models. They're a little dated. I need to update them. But you guys, most of the tools I have, you could probably find. But how I look at it in my perspective may be different than how you look at it. There's things I look for particularly. I like matchups. I like how teams match up with other teams. Pace and tempo is all good, but you have to take in consideration what the matchup of those two particular teams are going to be. Overtime. And talking to Ken, kids, club, holiday show, any World Cup totals? No. No, I'm not really big with football, soccer. And let's continue on down. Live plus points. Overtime. Is Bill banned from all SBR chat? Bill? What happened to Bill? I hope Bill's okay. He's funny. Ron, Chicago has a good starter out. Do they not? I checked the WA injuries right now. Chicago has no. It's just Dolson. She averages like 7 points per game. See, I checked it. See, I'm on top of that stuff, man. It takes somebody to ask me a question to see the underlying layers of what I'm actually checking. Thank you, Ron. Great question. Dream plus I guess maybe plus the points. Triple Beans. How do you brew your coffee? I got a Keurig, but I also have a regular brewer. It depends. It depends if I'm in a hurry or if I just want to relax and make some really good coffee. Paco, I like Atlanta plus the 8. Okay. They can't shoot, man. They're shooting 39%. Seattle's pretty good. But I think plus money is kind of always the way to go with the WNBA. Triple Beans chat room. If you didn't see yesterday's show, you need to watch it now. It's one of the important videos you will find on handicapping on YouTube. Good job, Stark, and commenters yesterday. Yeah, we usually touch up on some things in this segment about handicapping in general, money management in general, and just discipline. Triple threat, if you will, as far as in general sports wagering. Paco, that didn't really make sense. I'd have to revisit what I just said there. I'm still drinking coffee. Forgive me. Paco, Stark, are you going to be at the FBC? Hopefully presenting. Would love to hear from you there. Well, if I go, I won't be presenting because I don't want to give a big seminar about handicap. Plus, there's guys that know a lot more than I do. I'd rather listen to them. If I was going to do a seminar, I would do it on value on taking plus money line dogs. And I would bring my charts and I would display why it's important to really look at that as far as handicapping is concerned. The person I had a math person do the charts for me, so I'd have to get their permission. It would be about a 20-minute presentation. But that's not really me. I'd rather listen to other people. Now, am I going? I want to go, but I think it's hitting up a weekend in which I'm going to be on the coast with family friends. So I don't think I'm going to make it. Sportsbook Review has already kind of asked if I would go, and Vegas is just a really quick plane flight from where I'm at. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I think it hits on the wrong weekend for me. What do we got here? Azrael, what's up? Sema J, New York Yankees. have won 10 straight Severino starts. Mets have a .478 OPS so far this month and rank last in runs per game at home. Yeah, and they're hitting about 170 in their last 3 games. So, I mean, the under is definitely in play at 7. I like the over. I just think they're due. I think they're due. That's all. It's just a gut call. That's why it's a half unit. You know, I play units. It's just a half unit because it's the last game of the card. I want to tell you what I like. And I do kind of like over the 7. I just think they get there. Severino's great, man. I think the Yankees get the Lugo. I think they both score a little bit today. Do you like the Yankees tonight? No, not particularly. I don't like taking the favorites all that much. And Dom telling me what he's on. Yeah, the Mets are pretty bad, man. Dom mentioning about the Mets statistics. Triple Beans, what qualifies as a steam move? Half run, full run, how many cents on the money line is steam? Well, a steam move is just basically if I see the public is about 60 to 70, over 60% one way, but the numbers moving the other way, that's a steam move. It doesn't really matter how much. Either way, it's a steam move. Speaking of which, where's WNBA right now? Some really interesting. Wow, it's gone up to 167 across the board now, that Chicago, Los Angeles line. I think they're wrong. I think it stays under. I think it stays under, man. I just think they're wrong. Sorry. Hold on, let me check something here real quick. I'll get back to that. Hold on, I'm looking up some stuff here. I just think they're wrong, man. Very interesting stuff here. I don't think they get there. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking right now because I'm looking at line movement. I'm also looking at that first half, which I usually don't like to play. No, I like the numbers I got. I'm going to stay right there. Okay. Let's continue. I got just like 5 more minutes, guys, and I got to boogie on out of here. What we got here? Konnichiwa, Charles Stark-san. That would just be Stark-san, but okay. Osmanawan. Konnichiwa. Good to see you. Overtime. I kind of like the under, Charles. Mets won't hit Severino and the Yankees. Good. Take the under then. Yeah. I have no problem with anybody taking the under. Ooh, got a break. Yeah. That's not, again, I'm a half unit overtime, so you know, if you want to take the under, I got no problem with that. I'm not really worried about it. Right now we're 4-8 in MLB, but we got that was some bad luck yesterday. Rahul, WNBA futures. I got nothing on that right now. Plus, I don't really have time right now. Thank you, Rahul. Anthony, just got here. What did I miss? I'm gonna recap everything here in just a sec. Tilo, anyone in the chat room from Japan? Charles, do you have a big following in Japan? No. I have no following in Japan. Because everyone speaks Japanese and they wouldn't understand me. But the English level in Japan is pretty low as far as the Asian countries are concerned. It's not high level. And do the Yakuza books hate you? I would never go to a Yakuza book. They probably wouldn't let me in. And I'd have to go into Tokyo to find out how to go about that. There's a ton of pachinko parlors, but again, online, I'm totally cool with online. Triple Beans, plus money line dogs. I'm all ears. Yeah. Any range you try to identify there, plus 100 to plus 150 is right. Yep, right in the range, man. Baseball is great for plus money line, but I think plus money line for me, I like basketball plus money line because I'm good at handicapping basketball. And let's see, Dom Ricci, StatFox gives you nice. You know, the only problem with StatFox and other places like that is it's backtracking stats. So they're talking about what happened historically, and they're like, you know, this team is 10-3 against the spread in October on Saturdays with noon games, and I don't like stats like that. Those predictive models don't take into account what's going on right now. They just talk about what happened in the past, and I think those are hard to use as far as predicting what's going to happen in the game that's happening today. It does give you some nice stats, but just I think it's tough to handicap off of those. I like going with what's going on right now. Anthony, I don't like laying big favorite lines in baseball, but with Severino, I think there's value. Maybe. I don't know. Baseball's crazy, man. I don't ever want to go anything minus 200 or more in baseball. I don't really like taking minus money, period. And let's see. Rahul, do you do any in-play? Yeah, live betting? Sure, sometimes. Overtime, good stuff. Thank you. Always good stuff with you guys coming in. Dom Ricci, love the show. Tough weekend times for me, but I do listen to the replays. Great host, great guys. Yeah, it is a good show, and I hope you guys understand I am a decent human being. There's some things I try to bring some integrity as far as what I'm playing, the reasons I'm playing it, the units I'm playing. So I try to be as honest as possible. Like I told you guys yesterday, I was okay with 1-1 because I just kind of want to get rolling in Major League Baseball. But I liked the fact I should have gone 2-0. So I was really happy with the calls. Although it didn't cash, I ended up pushing and losing a little bit of juice. No problem. Today, if I go 2-2, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm still happy with it. WNBA, I want to hit 2 of them. Because if I can hit 2 of them, then I know I'm on to something. And then I can kind of roll from there. Okay? And one last thing here, Ron, what stats do you consider for pace of play? There's stuff that you can look for stats for just Google in WNBA stats. You can find it. You can see what I'm looking at. But I also look back at the matchups. I think it's important. Real quick, Anthony, I'll have to watch the replay. Okay, we're going to recap here real quick. I got to get going. Paco, true pro start, good example for us, dudes with family. Yeah. I mean, I got a family and stuff, so this is not, and I'm a professional here in Japan. So this isn't playtime for me, So it's very important that I watch my money management and I stay disciplined into what I'm going to invest my money into on a daily basis. And let's continue real quick here. Triple beams, yesterday's show, Osmanawan, Charles, my kind of man, minus money is for him. Yeah. Don't want to go too big on laying juice, man, because sporting contests, anything can happen. Look at that Houston, Texas game yesterday. They left on 17 guys. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But it happens. Okay, so let's recap, and I'm out of here. So thanks for coming in, guys. I do appreciate it. It's always fun to do this show. We'll be back on Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, Stark Raving Totals. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, come in, and give a great comment, and I will get back to you. Give a thumbs up. That's always awesome. Share the video. That's always awesome. Again, we've been doing this show now for about a month, and we're trying to expand it to make it as big as possible. So come on in. I'm getting out of here. I got WNBA, it's just about to go off. I got Chicago, LA. I'm going under the 167. I got WNBA as well. The Aces, Las Vegas, Phoenix over the 167.5. And the later game, not that much later, Atlanta and Seattle in WNBA, I'm going under the 166.5. So those are my 3 WNBA plays. And then for Major League Baseball, New York over the 7. That's it. All of them are a half unit. I am not going crazy today. Let's see how it all rolls out. I'll be back on Tuesday to recap. And until then, tune into the more sportsbook review shows. We got a ton of them going on. A lot of good ones for you to help you with your handicapping. That's it for me today. One last time, just real quick, because it's fun to talk about. Chicago, LA, under the 167. Las Vegas, Phoenix, over the 167.5. Atlanta, Seattle, under the 166.5. It's a lot of games for me. I usually don't play this much. And New York and Major League Baseball, let's go over the 7. Take a shot with that on for a half. Everything's a half unit. Best of luck. All right, you guys, take care. We'll talk real soon.